Thank you for joining our update today on the flood and high stream warnings and watches in southern and central Alberta. With me today is Lisa Jackson again, Executive Director of the Environmental Emergency Management Branch at Environment and Parks. Lisa will provide a brief update on current conditions and Alberta government response, and then we'll open up to media questions. Over to you, Lisa.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Although we have seen significant rainfall and we've heard reports of localized low-level flooding, there hasn't been any major flooding reported to us at this time. So water levels for all major rivers in Alberta are ranging to normal to above normal. And overall, most rivers flowing out of the foothills have peaked or will be peaking soon. Flood peaks in the major rivers are expected to move across the province over the remainder of the week. Lingering shower activity is possible for the remainder of the day today before it moves out of the province tomorrow. So since the morning of Sunday, June 12th, this map that we have on the screen shows and summarizes the precipitation that has occurred since that time. So widespread areas of Alberta received up to 30 millimeters of rain. Heavier amounts were observed west of Calgary and south to Pincher Creek. And in these areas of heavier rain, 80 to 100 millimeters was observed with local amounts of up to 160 millimeters west of Okotoks. So a further 5 to 20 millimeters is expected with the shower activity across central and southern Alberta before it moves out of the province. So to bring to your attention today, due to the wet and unsafe conditions and localized flooding, there are currently provincial park closures. For example, Bow River Campground and Three Sisters Campground are closed, and there are several provincial recreation areas closed as well. I really encourage people to go to get information about parks closures at albertaparks.ca. And please check before you head out and stay safe as these areas are reporting flooding and unsafe conditions. Along those lines as well, there are several road closures in effect. Again, these are listed on 511. Examples are, Highwood Pass at Highway 40 is closed due to avalanche danger, and there are closures along Highway 40 as well between Kananaskis Trail and Highwood House. Highway 734 is closed near 7 Mile Flats. Water is crossing the highway in that area. And there is work cleaning brush and debris, for example, at Sheep River Bridge near Black Diamond. There are examples of other closures as well. For example, Tay River is jumped and is running over the highway at Highway 9 or 591. Speed reduction is in place in a number of these locations. So we just really encourage people to check on the website, stay safe, especially when heading out into these areas. For watches and advisories, the flood watches for Waterton Lake and Old Man River Basin, Red Deer River, and tributaries upstream from Glenifer Reservoir in the Red Deer River Basin have been downgraded to high stream flow advisories. So as always, flood advisories will be updated as the weather system moves through and the rivers begin to respond or impacts are reported. With the reservoirs, the forecasted inflows have dropped significantly in the past 24 hours, so there are no structural concerns or dam safety concerns at this time. We remain in contact with municipalities on the reservoir forecasts and anticipated discharges. I'd like to notify people that discharges from Dixon Dam increased this morning, so folks along the Red Deer River may notice a change on the river. And this is a good reminder at this time for folks to stay aware when you're on the river near a high stream flow advisory in case of changes and sudden changes. As we mentioned yesterday, it was helpful that snowfall developed at the higher elevation. So we had as much as 65 centimeters at the Highwood Pass area. So this snow provided some relief and really reduced the runoff and helps reduce those flood peaks. And we suspect that those dry conditions in southern Alberta played a role in absorbing some of the impact. I would want to remind people as well that we still are not seeing significant rainfall in the northwestern Alberta and Hay River Basin. So to remind people to stay safe when you're out in these areas, check the Alberta Rivers app because the conditions will be updated there. Also check 511 for road closures and Alberta Parks for parks closures. So I'm happy to take any questions that people may have.
Okay, we'll start here with questions if there's any in the room and then move to the phone lines. If you are on the phone lines, please press *1 to ask your question. If you have a question here in the room, just provide your name and media outlet before you ask your question. And it looks like we don't, so it looks like we have someone on the line. Operator, can you put for the first caller, please?
Yes, Shaylan Skolsky, CTV.
Hi, thank you so much for taking my question. We are seeing readings for the North Saskatchewan River around Highway 759, Tomahawk Bridge, showing levels that are steadily increasing throughout the day. I'm just wondering what efforts are being made to monitor the situation there, and are they expected to increase overnight?
So they are looking at the increasing over the remainder of the day today, and then moving eastward as the system moves out. So yeah, keep an eye on the Rivers app. The updates will be put on there. I do notice that people have been posting pictures and current information. That's a possibility to do on the app, and that's very much appreciated. So if there are reports like that, if we could include that and send that in, always appreciated by the River Forecast staff.
And did you have a follow-up?
Yeah, just so much so far of the concern has been around central and southern parts of the province. I guess, are we concerned at all about northern, I know you mentioned northwestern parts of the province going forward, or are we seeing this move through, as you sort of alluded to in your earlier answer?
Yeah, not for the northwest part of Alberta for this system. There hasn't been significant rainfall with that. As always, we're keeping an eye on what's coming and, what could be coming down the road. I know working closely with Environment Canada, just in case there's other systems coming in the coming days, but nothing expected at this time.
Okay, and don't see any other in the queue right now, but if you do have a question, we'll give it a minute there. Press *1 to ask your question. We'll just give it a few seconds there just to see if there's any stragglers. Okay, and seeing none, thanks everyone for joining us today. Have a good day.
Thank you very much.